technology. Stay tuned.
Okay, I've been working like 3 jobs. Probably why I never see ya. Probably why I never have time for the fake friends I won't be ya. Been bottom, but it's looking like they took a time out. Okay, I'm working on a Wednesday, then up again the next day. So-and-so is popping, man. I skip him like he leg day.
All right, so first we're going to start with the purpose. What is the purpose of your email marketing campaign? Whether you're B2B or B2C, the purpose is typically going to be the same. You're going to want some sort of engagement back from whoever you're sending it to. Whether or not you got these people from subscribing on your website to a newsletter, or you purchased their name through a list, or you got their name through a list. Either way, the purpose is typically some sort of engagement back. Now, the level of engagement that you're looking for, that's where it comes down to how you're going to create your email and how you're going to do the creative behind it. But the purpose is sending out something, and in 2019, 2018 too, and it's going to continue to be like this. The trends are down as far as open rate, click rate, and things like that, because email marketing is losing its effectiveness because marketers like me and possibly you have just ruined it over the past 10 years. So with it being less effective, you want to try and get straight to the point, which is going to change some of the creative side. What email system are you using? There's tons of CRM systems out there. You can be using a free one like Constant Contact or MailChimp. Those have their limitations, especially if they're free. Even the paid ones have limitations, so we're just doing one-off blasts. You can't really control the format too much, which we'll get into next. But CRM systems out there, HubSpot is very popular. I'm personally not a fan of it because of the cost and because of how they lock you into a multi-year contract. It also has its limitations from a design standpoint. Infusionsoft is something that we used years ago and used for many years. That is a great system because not only does it have the plain text email marketing format that we'll go into next, but then it also has a ton of back-end automation to put people through campaigns and nurture them and build all that out. So Infusionsoft is a great option. Right now we're using SharpSpring, and we're a certified partner with SharpSpring. SharpSpring's great because it does some advanced tracking and some advanced list building and things like that, and it searches out on the internet and social platforms and things like that and pulls information back in. So SharpSpring's great for it. You know, whether you're using Zoho, Sugar, CRM, anything like that, you have to have some sort of system in place. You do not want this to just be a one-off blast. You have to keep on going back in and setting up. You want to build out a campaign to where you're sending micro pieces of content, let's say over 8 weeks, and you're hitting everybody either once a week or once every 2 weeks, and you're building it out so that way when somebody new gets put in your funnel, you know that they're going to get these 6 emails or 8 emails over 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it is. But building out that automation first is going to be critical to make it efficient. But if you're just antsy to get something out there and see some sort of response like I was initially, you can just send out a broadcast email to say, I'm sending something out to everybody on the list, and then this is what you want the call to action to be to at least get some sort of engagement. But either way, put a system in place. Do not try and do this preferably with a Constant Contact or MailChimp. Do not try and do it with that. Spend a little bit of money. There's a bunch of CRM systems that'll do month-to-month plans like SharpSpring, Infusionsoft, and others. And just for a small amount of money, just put it in there and you'll be much better off. So the format, this is the biggest change that has happened over probably the last 2 years. Some people are picking up to it now, and I've been saying this for a couple of years and we implemented it years ago, is you cannot make your email marketing look like a Home Depot ad. You need to remove the images. You need to remove the band of text at the top that says view this in a browser. Remove your headline. Remove your logo. Remove stuff embedded inside of the body. Remove as many images as possible, and you want this just to be in simple, plain text. And you want to still have it be in HTML. I'm not saying go to a rich text format. You still want the HTML because you still want to embed the code and the tracking code so that way you can track what they're clicking and what they aren't clicking in the opens. But you got to stop making it look like an ad where you've got images all over the place and click here and watch this, and it just looks like an ad that you'll see. One thing is that depending on what type of email system this is going to, whether it's a corporate one or it's a Gmail system or something like that, they will automatically flag it and throw it into the junk or spam, or with Gmail they'll put it into promotions if you have too many images or too many links. So the format needs to be simpler to where you're just saying, essentially you're trying to make it look like you just typed this email. So you can say some sort of intro and then go straight into some text. Make sure that it's not a big paragraph of text. You want it to be broken out to where you've got separation between your thoughts and your lines. Putting a link in there because you want to be able to track this with your CRM system that you're sending it through. putting a link, which is your main call to action, or maybe two. That's all I would say is the max, because otherwise this stuff is going to get flagged as spam. So when you lay it out, make sure it's very clear, very straight to the point, keep it simple and short, because people are not going to want to scroll through emails like they used to, and putting maybe max 2 links in there, and then driving that creative throughout your entire email marketing campaign is going to be a must-have, because you want to make it look like it's a sequence that's consistent with the creativity behind it. But biggest point here is stop using images that flag spam. Nobody likes looking at them, and especially if you're doing B2B, this just looks really cheesy these days. The centerline content is the other side of that. So when you look at an email, from an email marketing standpoint, when it comes into you, you can see that people have everything center justified, and there's a box and there's a border along each side of it. That looks like an automation tool created it, and that looks very cheesy and generic, again, like an ad. You can go into the back end of the CSS and do some code changes there, or some email systems like Infusionsoft can make it look just by default like you want it to be a plain email. You want everything shifted to the left, justification. You want it to look just like a normal email that you sent. You do not want to have borders or images or banners or anything like that. Just make it look as plain and as simple as possible. Have a simple signature, no big logos, no big images, nothing like that. And then the other side of it, if you want a little hack, is bury that unsubscribe down below. Put some space in between the end of your email signature and then where that unsubscribe is, put 600 pixels, 800 pixels of empty space, so that way people can't just easily scroll and click unsubscribe, because you want it to not appear like you're just sending somebody through automation. So keeping it simple is the biggest factor here in the email marketing format in 2019. Systems are getting smart to it, people are getting annoyed with it, so just keep it simple. All right, now we're getting into the email list. So whether you have a list or it's a couple years old, it's outdated, or you want to get some new context into your list, this is going to be the critical step to get quality data. In my experience, I do not use any sort of list building services that get their information from Hoovers or D&B, and it's old and outdated, and they're going to build a list based on your criteria. We get hit from those companies all the time. I've known people that have owned those companies before. To me, that is not a play to go down, because you have zero control if you can't search and query it yourself and look at the data and then pull more and more and more. That's not an effective way to build a list. The best way that I've ever seen to build a list is going to be ZoomInfo. Now, ZoomInfo, that's something we use for years. We're currently not using it. This is not endorsed by them, but ZoomInfo, you can look into their system. I don't know what the pricing is going to be when you're watching this video, but right now it's about $5,000 a year. You get 5,000 automatic exports, but you get to access their entire database, and you just get to do search queries in it on keyword phrases and cities and states and titles and things like that, and you get to go into their system, pull all that information out. You can copy and paste it into a spreadsheet to not use any of your credits, or you can just upload it into the system and then download it with one click to use some of your credits. But either way, for a year, $5,000, if you're really looking to build out a list, this is the most effective. For anybody that's bootstrapped and doing it from the ground up that doesn't have the marketing spend, you can put the $5,000 in and then just build a list out by searching, copy and pasting into a spreadsheet. The other way to do it is to hire a freelancer or somebody from the outside to strictly do data scraping. So from that aspect is you're going to build out search queries, or you're going to build a list of search criteria and pay somebody, most likely offshore, overseas, so that way the rate is lower. Pay somebody to go through, do a Google search, find a company name, go to that website, pull the contact information, and copy that onto the spreadsheet. That's really the other way to do it. At the end of the day, that's probably going to be the least cost behind it, but there is going to be some issues with language barriers. It could be communication issues, the quality of it, the time of it, things like that. So really, at the end of the day, the only two options that I see for building out a list is going to be using ZoomInfo and searching the list yourself, or using a freelancer or an agency from the outside that can do offshore list building, because it is going to be ridiculously cheap compared to using somebody in the US or in Europe. If you can, ideally you want to try and have a list built by having a newsletter, then having people subscribe to it, and then you can just send out your newsletter once a week, once a month, things like that. But from the beginning, when you have nobody and you don't want to wait months and months or a year to get a newsletter list built up before you send your first piece, go out there and get that information. The other way you can do it is use your LinkedIn connections. Now, I try not to have us reach out to people through LinkedIn, using their email addresses, because most of the time it's their personal email addresses, but sometimes wires gets crossed and they get pulled into our system and they get blasted. A lot of times people are going to get either annoyed by that, or they're going to click the unsubscribe and flag you as spam, which could cause issues in the future. But just sending people a link on LinkedIn or posting it saying, hey guys, check out my newsletter, here's some content we're producing, just subscribe so you can be notified. We send it to you every week. That would be the best way to do it. But if you don't have that luxury, if you don't have the time, Zoom Info, or having somebody do data scraping for you outside, you can go to Upwork.com or any sort of freelance site and get them to have somebody that you can look at reviews and say, this person has been doing this, here's all the reviews, their cost is maybe $3, $4, $5, $6 an hour, $10 an hour, something like that. Have them build out the list, and then they get that back to you quickly, and you can start building it slowly over time. But either way, building that list, in my recommendation, do not use any sort of third-party group that's going to say, I'm going to build your lists for you, because most of the time they suck. So if you guys got value out of this content about your 2019 email marketing strategy, hit that like button. If you have questions or want me to jump into anything deeper, leave a comment below, and we will see you on the next one.
Even if they're not opening your emails, they're still seeing your headline, they're still seeing your business. That's pretty incredible.
Ready?
I'm ready. Welcome to The Journey. Today we're talking about email marketing best practices to grow your business.
All right, fun fact, Neely. This might surprise you. 86% of consumers actually want an email from you once a month.
That's pretty incredible. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. How do we really build that contact list and that subscriber list?
Right, contact list. So there's a couple of things to point out. First of all, yes, you do want their permission. So a couple common ways. Start with a form, fill out a form. Maybe it's on your website. I know we have that with GoDaddy. Yeah, somewhere on your website. Like if you want to subscribe to our newsletter, be the first to know what's happening. You can sign up and they opt in. Another way is to, of course, promote across your social media platforms as well. You want to stay in tune, subscribe here, and really think about call to action.
Okay.
What can you do? One that definitely reeled me in recently. It was a local pizza shop in San Diego where I live.
As they do.
And they basically were promoting that, hey, sign up for our newsletter and on your birthday, you get a special deal.
What's that special deal?
Free slice of pizza, duh.
Nice.
I'm all about that. I'd prefer the whole pie, but. You know.
So you can do kind of the same thing, right? Like you build your list, you have your service, your products, you can give either a discount or your own version of a free slice of pizza. To kind of like sum this all up is you're giving value of some sort to your audience. In exchange for charging for it, they're giving you their email. That's basically the cost, if you will. Mm-hmm. So the more value you bring to your audience, the easier and more willing they're going to be to give you their email so that they can get you on that contact list.
Exactly.
Now, what do we do about creating the actual emails themselves?
Yeah, the content.
Right.
So, you know what? Why don't I just show you an example of a business crushing it with content on their emails?
Let's go.
All right. All right, Neely. So I thought it made sense after we're going through all these best practices with email marketing to actually pull up an example. So I was looking at this, well, actually my whole inbox. I was like, which subject lines are grabbing my attention?
Okay.
This was an email from Canva, and the subject line was people, heart, so they use emoji, quotes, period. So with this, just to go through an example, what I love about this Canva email, and it caught both of our eye, is the banner. I mean, look how clean it is. Inspire your followers. It's crisp, it's cool. And then also, I love the little call to action in the top right. It says weekly newsletter. Learn and be inspired. So that's kind of subtle call to action, right?
Yeah.
To sign up. And then as you scroll down, notice that there's not a ton of text, and it's, again, very visual. And so they have these bullet points of what they're trying to get across to get people excited about the tips.
Yeah.
Be a force for change, use a positive metaphor, and make it visually stand out. So this email is educational.
Absolutely. Now, subscribe button and a location. Now, I know some of you are just solopreneurs or your home business is at home, right? So you can put PO boxes here, but it does have to be a legitimate address that you can receive mail to. Because if you don't follow these, you're essentially becoming spam, and we don't want this because we know you're a legitimate business. All right, Emma, that was an awesome demo. I hope it really helped you with creating your own email newsletter campaigns. So now we've got the subscriber list, we've got the content. How do we know it's working?
Great question. So definitely want to look at unsubscribes, right? That's probably an obvious. And this is something you want to keep an eye on because it's going to inform you that maybe your audience isn't exactly organic as you thought, and you need to continue building it. And also maybe reconsider the content, which we just spent a lot of time covering what makes great content. Also looking at open rates. I know we do this a lot on the marketing team when we're putting out ebooks and webinar invites. Check it out. Are they opening the emails? And then if they are in fact opening the emails, are they actually clicking on your call to actions, your links?
And I would encourage you not to be discouraged about the open rates, because with email, it's not going to be a 90%, 100%, 80%. Open rates are going to be pretty low, but that's okay. You'll get, I don't know, anywhere from like 10 to 20 is about average percentage-wise.
That's right.
But even if they're not opening your emails, they're still seeing your headline. They're still seeing your business, which increases that brand awareness, which you're top of mind. All right, Emma. So what are some other best practices you can give the audience here on just really killing it with their email game?
Yeah, list maintenance. So about every 6 months, go in, pay attention to look, who's opening your emails, who hasn't been. And the ones who aren't opening your emails, isolate that list and let it chill for a little while. And then remind them down the road, like, hey, and see if they're interested, gauge it again, feel that out. But definitely do that every 6 months.
Yeah, and most email providers that you use for your email marketing campaigns, you can set up groups so you can easily move them into a haven't heard from me group, or a hot leads group, or a cold leads group, or however it makes sense to really organize your listing so that way you can kill the game.
All right, that's a wrap. You just learned email marketing best practices to help grow your business.
And hey, comment below your best subject line for the world to know. And while you're there, make sure you like, subscribe.
Then I'll click on continue. Now it is asking, does your business sell anything online? I'll just select no, because I don't sell anything online. So just select accordingly and click on continue. And the last step is to connect your social media. So suppose you want to connect your Facebook, just click on this plus button and just click on continue as Nair or continue as whatever your account is logged in. Okay, so let me just do only me so that no one can see this. Click on OK. Fine. OK again. Okay, so that is done. You can see this tick mark over here. Now let's connect Twitter over here. Just click on this plus button. Authorize app. Okay, so both these things are done. So we have done all the 5 steps. Now click on continue. Now the second thing is to create a template. You can create list first, template, anything, but I have decided to create template first, and after that we'll create list. So to create a template, just click over here which says template at the top. Okay, so it says you don't have any saved template. Obviously we don't have it. Now here is the create template button. Just click on that. Now here we have 3 different options: layouts, themes, and code your own. So when you click on code your own, you can import HTML, or you can just paste in your code over here. And when you click on themes, you have some pre-made layouts over here. So you can just select anything, just edit it, and you can use it. For example, you have these 5 featured layouts. Let's see first how to do that. Let's select this one, monthly contest. Okay, so you have this thing over here. Now you can change everything according. For example, suppose if you want to change this name, just click on this thing, and from here you can change this name to whatever you want. For example, I have put in my name, Then you can also change this subtitle. Okay, so it's all up to you. So it's quite easy, you can understand this from here. Then we have this button over here. You can click on that button and you can change few things. For example, the button text over here says submit photos, but instead of this, suppose we want to say click here, so we can type it there, and we can also redirect it to different page if you want. So let me put in my website name over here, my website URL. So now whenever someone clicks on this button, they will be redirected to my website. Okay, so it is quite easy, you can understand it from here, but I will not do this way. I'll just start from the scratch. I don't need any pre-made template, pre-made layout. So let me show you how you do that. Just click on save and close. And here at the bottom you see this save and exit. Just click on save and exit. You can name it anything because this is getting saved. We don't want to use this, but just we are saving it. For example, let's name it template 1. Click on save. Okay, so as I said we have this thing over here, but we won't be using it. We'll create a new template that from scratch. So click on this button. Okay, fine. So now instead of themes, we want to click on layouts, and you have different layouts as you can see on your screen. Follow up, tell a story, make an announcement. So it gives you an idea of what kind of thing you want. Okay, so if you want to sell a product, you can select this one. If you want to make an announcement, you can select this one, and you can make the changes accordingly. If you want to 1 column full width, you can select this. If you want 1 by 2 columns, you can select this. It is 1 by 2 column full width. So everything is over here. So let me select the first one. So just click on that. Okay, so we have this thing over here. This is just a layout, a simple format. Now we have to change everything accordingly. Okay, so let's start doing that. First, I'll change the color of the background for this section, the top section. So here when you hover over this section, you'll see that to blog.com, then I can make you understand better. Now here, suppose if you'll see everything is blue over here. So basically I'm following this color structure, the blue color structure. So matching, I can select that color over here. Okay, so that will be much better for you, but I'm just showing you some beautiful colors so that you can understand how beautiful this looks. Okay, so we have this color in the background. Then I want to change this thing which says show your products, and I want to put my company's name over here. So I'll just click on this and I'll get this option. I'll change it from here. I'll put in my company name, Blog Dude Incorporation. Okay, it is not incorporation, I'm just putting it. Now we want to change the logo from here. So I'll just click on this logo, and at present this is actually a image, but we want to replace it. So I'll just click on replace, and I don't want to use this thing over here. I want a logo. So I'll click on upload, and I have this Microsoft logo over here. I'm not a Microsoft fan or something, but I've just selected this one. So let's select any logo, your company logo. Obviously you'll select your company logo. You will not select Microsoft or Apple or something like that. You'll select your company logo over here. So select this one and click on open. Okay, so you can see the image, the logo over there. Now we have the logo, we have the company name over here. And by the way, this is the perfect format which I am showing you. This is the perfect format of how your newsletter should look like. Okay, because we get some ugly newsletters on our emails, so we don't want to create something ugly like that. We want to create really amazing thing. Okay, and make sure we are using images and colors to attract people. Okay, because this kind of thing looks really attractive, really awesome. If you have only text or something, that would look really terrible. And we want to use some beautiful colors, logos, and we also want to add this call to action buttons, because at the end of the day we are selling something. Okay, we want our user, the reader, to do something, to do an action. For example, if you're selling a product, we want them to buy the product, or if you something like that. If you're if you want their email address, then you might just add an option over here, and that will get you their email address, something like that. Okay, so we are basically trying so that the user must do some action. Okay, so I hope you guys understood that. Now here you can add a photo over here, and as I said you earlier, we have to add images and colors to make it look more attractive. So let's add this image over here. Just click on this, and again there is a image, a very ugly image. We have to change that. So let's replace this, and let me put this image over here, or maybe let me upload a new image, and let's upload this beautiful DV image. Click on open. Okay, so we have this image over here, and if you want to make this image full width, you can just select this option. You can just click on this edit, go to settings, and here you have edge to edge. Now as you can see, when I select edge to edge, this gets stretched out. Okay, so you can see the changes over here. Fine, so you have this image over here, and let's see some more options. Okay, so we have two options: content. You can change the content from here. You can change the image. You can change the size of the image. You can rotate it. For example, when you click on edit, okay, you have lightning, color. You can change the color, sharpness, all these options. You can select any frame or something. For example, let's select any frame. Let me show you something like this. Okay, let's select this one. Now we can see this frame over here from both the side. I'm just showing you that you can do these things, but I don't recommend this. Just cut this thing, and we just want to close this. Okay, we have a simple image over here. Now we have to change this text. Okay, so basically you should have an idea what you're doing, and there should be a purpose behind sending these newsletters. Okay, so for example, my purpose is over here to get more subscribers. If you see my website over here, if you click on any of the link, for example, let's click on this first link. Okay, this is regarding one of my videos wherein I have shown how to create an e-commerce website. Now whenever I create these kind of videos, I provide free images, and if I have used any CSS over here, this section is logged. Okay, the link which is providing the free images and CSS is logged, and I want the user to subscribe to my channel so that they can get this thing for free. So this is the basic this is basically the main idea behind providing anything for free. So you can provide some ebooks for free, or some coupon codes or something. So you should have a particular idea behind sending this newsletter, a particular plan behind sending this newsletter. So for example, suppose in this video or in this newsletter I am sending free DV layouts. For example, if you see my videos which are based on DV theme, there whatever I have created in the video or whatever the design is, I provide those designs for free, and obviously I require the user to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Only then they'll get everything for free. So that is how it works. Okay, so suppose I'm giving this DV layout. So I have this DV image over here. Then I'll change the text. I'll click on over here and I'll change the text. Instead of this heading, I'll put in free. Okay, maybe something like this. Get premium DV layouts for free. Okay, fine. So this looks amazing, a very attractive and very nice heading that you are giving premium DV layouts for free. So the user gets excited. So this is really amazing. You have to have something like this. Then after that you should type something about this. So it could be anything. Okay, so like again, you can just type in anything you want, like get but I just don't like typing, guys. Please excuse me. I'll grab some lorem ipsum text. Okay, but basically this is the title, and you have to have something just talking about the title. Okay, whatever it is. So I'll just grab some lorem ipsum. Let's grab this much. Let's paste it over here. Fine. So this is talking about this get premium DV layouts for free. Now I will provide a link, a call to action button. So I'll just click on this button and let's change something. So instead of start shopping, let's type in get it now. Fine, it says get caption 1 and caption 2, and obviously the caption 1 is talking about this left column and the caption 2 is talking about this right column. So let's make changes in the first column, the caption 1. First we'll change the image, we'll replace it, and we'll select this one, Elementor, because as I said you earlier, I'll be giving link to free Elementor layouts. So just select it and click on insert. So we have our image over here. Now we have to change the title. Here it says related products. I'll just type in free Elementor layouts, and it's really difficult, talking and typing, so please excuse me for that. Now again, you can change this thing. So let us grab some more lorem ipsum from here. Okay, you can just put in anything about this, like, get free Elementor layouts or something, given free layouts of Elementor. Okay, this is an Elementor video, I guess. Yes, I used Elementor for creating this e-commerce website. So let me open this one. Okay, so yeah, here it is. It has used Elementor. So I can provide this link from here. Okay, so I'll just provide this link and I'll put this link over here and click on insert. Fine, so the link has changed, which is awesome. And I can also change the text, and after that I can link. For example, I can just type in get Elementor, or maybe this is just a button, so I'll just type in click here or get it now, something like that. So let's type in click here, and we can link this thing to the same page. So just select this thing and select this link button from here and paste in the web address, and here also you can provide file or something like that. So click on insert. Now as you can see, this has turned into a link, which is awesome. So we are done with the caption 1. Now let's select caption 2 and let's change the product, this image, and now I want them to redirect. I want the user to redirect to some of my videos or one of my videos. So I'll upload a thumbnail for that video. So I'll select this video, wherein I have shown how to create a website like Facebook, wherein people can connect with each other, they can send friend request, private message, chat, and so on, which was really cool video. So I'm just selecting that link from here. Okay, so I'll be redirecting them to one of this video. So I have my thumbnail over here, and here I'll put in, instead of this title which says what's on sale, I'll put in my video title, create a website like Facebook. Okay, so this is also a very catchy title. Everyone would like, whoever is interested in creating website would really like to create a website like Facebook, which is really cool. So now I've changed this thing to something like that. Again, let's grab some more lorem ipsum and let's change this thing from here. Okay, fine. And again, instead of this text, now I'll type in watch video. Okay, and I'll link this to my YouTube video. So I'll just select this, and here is the link button. So I'll select this link button and I'll put in the link to my YouTube video. So let's see, this is the video. So let's right click over here, copy link address and paste it over here. Click on insert. So as you can see guys, this is really useful. And that is why email marketing is really famous, because you're selling one thing over here and you're giving more options, so which is really amazing, and this really works. Okay, now at the bottom we have more options. For example, we have this thing. You can also change the color of this bottom background. Okay, so it has also a dark color. If you want, you can change this thing. For example, the same way you can select any color from here. I don't recommend that. I like this black color, so I won't do that. I was just showing you that you can do so. Now let's select this social icons. Now here you can select the social icons or change your social icons. For example, Facebook, you have these icons and so on. I think this one is really looking nice, better than the default one. So I'll select this one and icon style. If you want colorful icons, you can select this. If you want like this, whatever you want. So basically the background is dark, so you can select something like this white color, or you can also select this colorful. The colorful ones always looks better. Now click on save and close. I really like this one. Now here everything will be changed automatically, so you don't have to do any changes. For example, let's click on this. So you don't have to put in current year over here. That will already be automatically be done. List company, it is the name of the company which you had put when you signed up with MailChimp. Then after that, whatever address you have put when you signed up with MailChimp will be over here, and the user will get this unsubscribe button if they want to unsubscribe from your newsletter or something. So I think this is really looking amazing. Our newsletter is really looking amazing, and you can just save and close, and we'll use this layer. I'll show you how to use this. Now you can also test it. For example, you can preview this. You can send a test email so that you can know how this looks like. So let's send a test email. So select this option. Let's put an email. For example, let me send this to my email address. Fine. Click on send test. Okay. Now let me see that. Okay, here we have, let's select this. Let's select this one. Okay, we have our logo over here. We have this thing, and this is really looking amazing. You know, not like any ordinary newsletter. This is really catchy. It has different colors, images, call to action buttons. So this is really amazing. And you have these things over your logo and everything. Now you cannot see this thing, your company name and everything, because this is just a demo test email. But when this is live and when you send this thing to real email addresses, then obviously you can see, they will see your company name and everything, your address over here. This is just a test email, that's why we are seeing something like this, but at least we can see that this is working and this is really looking amazing. Okay, so let's cut this thing. Now we have successfully created the template. Now let's create a list. So first click on save and exit. Now let's name it this. I'll name it anything. For example, I'll name it real template, because this is the template which I'll be using now. Click on save. Fine, so we have this real template, but I'll show you how to create a different list or new list, how you can create a new list from scratch. So just click on this button which says create list. Okay, do you want to create a new list or you just want to add a subdivide? Okay, we want to create a new list, so we'll click on over here, create list button. Now you have to give a name to the list. Okay, so this is make sure you give some nice name, because this name will be visible to the user. Okay, here as you can see at the bottom it says your subscriber will see this, so make sure it is something appropriate. Okay, a good example could be Acme company newsletter. Okay, so let's use that example. And you also have this bad example, some really terrible text over here. So let's select that example only. Blog dude company new thing like this. First you're thanking them for subscribing to your company. You make sure you put in your company name so that they know why they are getting that and from where they are getting that. And you can also give them a reason to not unsubscribe from your newsletter. So we are saying we'll send you free layouts. So obviously when you get something for free, you don't want to unsubscribe. Okay, you will be like, okay fine, I want to receive something for free. So this is also good practice. Now you have to put in your company name, address and so on over here. Now after that we have some notification options. So let's select daily summary. If you select one by one, then what happens whenever someone subscribe to your channel or subscribe to your newsletter, you will get an email. So suppose 10 different people have subscribed to your newsletter, or in one day you'll get 10 different emails. We don't want that. We'll select the first one so that you get only a daily summary. So if even if 10 people or 100 people have subscribed to your newsletter, you'll get only one email per day, so that you, and there will be summary, how many people subscribed, how many people unsubscribed, and so on. Now click on save. Fine. So now we have created the list successfully. Now it says we have stats. We cannot see any stats. We cannot see any contacts because this is just a fresh new list. We don't have any stats. We don't have any contacts. Now we have to create sign up forms. So click on this sign up forms. Now there are different type of sign up forms like general form, embedded form, subscriber, pop-up, form integration. First, let's see general forms. Now I'll show you how to create general forms and how to use general forms. First, let's see how to create a general form, and after that we can see how to use this thing. Okay. So here you have your company name at the top. If you want, you can remove the company name from the sign up form, but I don't want to do that. I want my company name over here. You can add some title at the top. You can just click on over here and you can add some title or some text at the top. Let's add newsletter. Click on save and close. So you have this newsletter title at the top. Now we have email address, first name and last name. Suppose if you wanna add some more options like phone, then you can just drag this thing. Okay, maybe you have to click on this. So just click on phone. Okay, now you have this option over your phone number. Okay, so if you want to require this, then you can select phone number as well. Email address, because I don't want the user to feel why the hell I am typing delete everything every time wrong. So just select type delete and okay, fine. So we have this thing. I was just showing you how to type this thing, how to type a title at the top, but I don't think we require this. So you can just delete this thing from here. So we want a very simple thing. Okay, I think I didn't save that. So delete it from here and click on save and close. Now you'll be thinking, why is this so? Sign up forms are big, like your name, date of birth and so on. But you have to remember that this is not that kind of sign up form. This is just a simple sign up form wherein you just have you just require the user's email address so that you can send them newsletters. So it has I would recommend you to keep only email address over here. But if you want, you can add two more options like first name and last name. Don't add too many options because no one likes to fill in those big forms. So the smaller it is, the better it is. You can also, and we have some header thing. If you want to change this thing, if you want to change the color of this button, you can change that, I guess. Do we have that? Body forms. Let's select forms. Yes, button hovered. So you can change these colors as well. So you can design it accordingly. Okay. So it's all up to you. So I think we are done with this thing. Now let's go back. Let's click on sign up forms again. So we have this thing. So this is the first option, is to just provide this short URL to your friends or whomever you want to sign up. And the second option is to link this to your website. Let me show you. For example, you can create a new menu over here after contact me. You can just type in newsletter or connect, something like that. And whenever someone clicks on that, they will be redirected to this page. Let me show you. So this is, I am just assuming that you're using WordPress. So I'll show you the steps which you will be using in WordPress. So go to your website and hover this, click on dashboard. So basically you have to come to your WordPress dashboard. And here at the left hand side, you have this appearances, hover over appearances and click on menus. Okay, so this is our menu. The last option is contact me, but I want to add a new option. So what I'll do, I'll select custom links from here and I'll paste in the link which I just copied from there, and in the link text I'll just type in connect something like that, and click on add to menu. Okay, so I have this connect at the bottom. I can also add some icon, but not everyone can do that because I'm using a premium theme and you might not be, so I'm not showing that. Click on save menu. Okay, so click on over here so that you can see how your website looks like now. Okay, now we have this connect button over here. If I click on this, you can select I get this thing. Okay, now they can put in their email address and they can subscribe to the list. By the way, this is just one type. I'm going to show you many different type, like pop-ups, automatic pop-ups after 5 seconds, after they scroll to the bottom, after they scroll to the middle, or something like that. So there are more things coming up in this video. Just stay tuned. So this is not the end. This is just a small example of what you can do. Okay, so let's cut this thing. Come to sign up forms. So this was general forms. Now we have embedded forms as well. Now let's see what is this and how is this useful. So click on embedded forms. Okay, so again we have a very simple thing over here, just an email address. Now how is this embedded form useful? You can just copy this code from here, okay, and again go to your website. Okay, I'm again just assuming that you're using WordPress, so go to your WordPress website, and however the list. Okay, so this was the second type, the embedded one. Okay, now click on sign up forms again. Let's see what all we have next. We have the subscriber pop-up forms. Let's select this, clear, and let's see how this pop-up form is, what this pop-up form is. So this is the pop-up form. I'll show you how to create this, but I don't recommend this. I'll show you how to create different pop-up forms using Sumo later on in this video. And now to the bottom, on exit, and so on. For example, if you select after 20 seconds, let's select after 5 seconds, and you can also select this alignment, like right alignment. This is the right alignment. The image is at the right, and we have at the left hand side we have this thing. You can select left alignment, you can select top, and so on. If you want, you can change the text color, button size, and so on. So these are all the designing options. You can make this thing full width as well, this button, you can see. So this is also looking good. If you want this thing, once you're done, just click on generate code. You'll get this code. Now if you want to use this thing, you can just copy this, again go to widget, and let's delete this code which we just put and enter this code and click on save. Now let me open this in a new incognito window so that I can see that model. So let's open a new incognito window. Let me put in my email or my website address. And after 5 seconds, it should show that model. Let's see. Okay, as you can see, after 5 seconds, it showed. Now, why I was saying not to use this, let me show you. I don't know if this is the matter only with me or it is common. Let me show you first. Let's cut this. Now, if you see over here, I cannot see any image on my website. All my thumbnails are gone. But if you see over here, all my thumbnails are over here. So after I put in that code in the in that box, this is what happens. So I don't like to, I had this image over here. This is also gone. Everything, all the images which I've used in my website has gone. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know, but this is not good. I'll show you how to use pop-up forms. Don't worry, but don't use this one. Okay. I was just showing you the problem that you can get. So just delete this thing and click on save. Okay. So this was the third type. Now let's cut this thing. Now we will not use form integration from here. We'll use form integration from the WordPress dashboard. Now the main important things are done. We have created a template. We have created a list. Now it's time to create a campaign. We have, for example, what happens. First of all, let's see. It says rock on, your email has been scheduled, which is awesome. Now let's click on this icon. It will get us to the home page. Now I was talking about schedule. This is very important. For example, recently we have seen the Black Friday sales. So it is very useful for people like us, to sell something on those kind of days. So we can schedule something on that particular day. So I have typed everything, I have prepared every newsletter and something, and I can schedule that thing on that particular day. So the purchase ratio will increase, because when you are getting some 30%, 40% discount on that particular day, obviously you are getting that only for one time in a year. So the ratio will increase. You will want to buy that. So because I showed you, we created a pop-up form, but that was causing some problems. So let's do those things now. So go to your dashboard, your WordPress dashboard. And again, I'm really sorry if you're not using WordPress, if you're using something else, but because my channel is mainly focused on WordPress, so I always create content for WordPress users primarily. Okay, so I'm really sorry if you're not using WordPress. So come to WordPress, and the first thing, okay, first let me get away from here, because I don't want to use this website. I want to use this one, my different website, nayashik.com. And let's delete this lorem ipsum. And first let it load first. Okay, I have just imported away some dummy contents and a simple website so that we can see everything. Now let's first integrate it with SumoMe. So open your dashboard in a new tab. Okay, so I have already connected SumoMe, but if you don't have this, don't worry, you can just hover these plugins from the left hand side and click on add new. And you can search for SumoMe over here. You can just search for Sumo. Just type in Sumo over here, and you'll get these free tools to automate your site growth. And this is by SumoMe. So select this one, click on install, click on activate, and you'll have this thing. So once you do so, there are two things that will happen. First, you will get this thing at the left hand side, which is this Sumo. It says over here, you can see. And the second thing, you will get this thing over here. When you see inside the browser, you'll get this button. So when you click on this button, you'll be redirected to the dashboard. Okay, so this is the dashboard. But if you don't see that button, don't worry. You can just cut this thing, and you can just click on this thing over here, Sumo. You can hover Sumo and click on dashboard. It will redirect you to the same page. Okay, you have this my apps, store, notifications, Sumo settings. So click on Sumo setting from here. Okay, so it has redirected you to the same thing. Now we don't want any paid plan, so I'll just cut this thing. We want to use the free plan. We want everything free. Okay, so we have these forms over here. Hover forms and click on list builder. I have already created a pop-up form, but don't worry, I'll show you how to do that. You can just click on this button which says create new form. First, you'll have to specify the goal. What is your goal to create this form? So obviously our goal is to collect emails. I want to collect my visitors' email address and or other information, but we just want to collect their email address. So first we'll select this one, then we'll click on this form type. Now we have pop-up, we have this welcome mat, we have smart bar. For example, when you select this smart bar, okay, let me select that, you'll see this thing, you have this bar at the top or at the bottom. Obviously you can select the position wherever you want it, and the user can see this is sticky, so even if they scroll up and down, they will see this bar. So this is also important, but let's first see the pop-up. So select manual mode, whatever you like. Okay, so timed or user leaves. So timed when show pop-up after 5 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever seconds, or after 1 minute. Okay, and user leaves. So when the user leaves, so this is actually the user leaves is very useful. So whenever they will get their cursor to this button, this X button, to close the tab, they will get that pop-up. So that is very useful, I think. You can select smart mode and just select what's going on from here, and you will have this thing. Okay, now you can add new rules over here. I don't want to get into all those things. Okay, so just leave that thing. Now click on success. So what should happen when they successfully put in their email address? So if they want to download something, they can download. If you want to redirect them to some page, you can redirect. For example, you can just create a simple thank you page and you can just link this thing over there. Okay, so you can put in this link, that thank you page link over here. So whenever they someone puts in the email address, they will be redirected to that thank you page. So that is also nice. Okay, so this was the success option. Now the last thing is to connect to our email service, which is very important. So click on that 6th step and we have to connect to MailChimp. So first option is MailChimp. I have already connected, you can see, but if you don't see this option, just click on that connect. You'll get this thing, okay, global, and you can select mailing list from here. So I will select my mailing list, whatever I have created. And you have to disable this thing, so make sure this is on. Now we don't want the user to go to their email box and their mailbox and confirm that yes, I want to subscribe to this. So we have to disable that. So make sure you make this thing on. Okay, very, very important. Now click on save. And now after you're done with all this step, you can just click on this green button which says make live. Okay, so it is saving. Okay, so this is the one which I just created, December 12th, today's date. Now this is on. Now if you want to pause this thing, you can pause it. It's all up to you. So we have our pop-up form successfully over here, and you can see whether that works or not. Now to do so, open a new tab and just type in your domain name. Okay, so this is my website. Now let's scroll down and let's go up again. Now let's try to just cut this thing, close this thing. Now as you can see, when we just try to close the tab, we got this join us e-newsletter or something. So this is very important. Whenever the user is trying to exit your website, they are getting this thing. So this is really, really good. Or you can set the timing. You had all the options like after 5 seconds, after 20 seconds, it's all up to you. So this is 100% working, which is fine, which is really, really amazing. And you can also create a smart form. That is also very easy. Let me show you. Let's click on create new form and collect emails. Yes, form type. Now here, instead of pop-up, we can select smart bar over here. Visibility. Okay, so let's select this thing. Let's select manual from here. Now for here you have to select sticky. Okay, so we want this thing to be sticky at the top, or if you want this at the bottom, you can select bottom. Now we have more options like smart, hide on scroll down. So whenever they scroll down, this thing will be hidden, but I don't recommend that. I think sticky is more useful. So just select sticky and top, and the rest everything is fine. Now go to success, the 5th option. And what happens after success, you can select the same thing. You can click create a thank you page. You can redirect them to that page. Okay, now connect to email service. You have already done that, but if you've not done that, you can select this thing from here. Okay, the mail list and everything. Click on this and make this thing live. Now let's see whether this thing is working or not. So just copy your website address, open this in a new incognito window, and let's refresh.